Well, more controversial opinions are incoming. Before we go there though, I need you to understand something. In the 90s, Nintendo had practically zero presence in Eastern Europe. In Moldova, it was literally zero. NES existed only as a bootleg called Dandy, and while it certainly was popular enough in the early 90s in Russia and Ukraine, I have never even seen that bootleg in Moldova. It's like it didn't exist. Kids have heard about it, and we had magazines about the Dandy games, but nobody knew anyone who owned it. So, if in a big chunk of the rest of the world in the middle to late 90s Mario was already a super huge gaming icon, in Moldova he was nobody. Mario only started his cultural penetration somewhere in the early 2000s. And the only way to play a game like Super Mario Bros. For someone like me, a typical child gamer with a PC bought by parents because that was practically the only gaming platform of choice in the country, was possible thanks to the internet and certain software. So when I was launching this game I knew nothing about for the first time, which would be somewhere between 1997 and 1999 if I had to guess, I didn't see this as experiencing the roots of a beloved character or series. It was some random-ass game about a fat guy with a mustache. And it was a game I hated because I despised the platforming in it and found it annoying. While I would play other Mario games later and enjoy them more, this first one, I thought it sucked. I still kinda do. Kinda. I mean, I don't think it sucks per se, I am more objective than my 7-year-old self, but I still don't like it. Here's the reason why. Super Mario Bros. Is a game all about momentum, which is not a bad concept, I'm all for it. However, the way Mario implements its mechanics means that the character feels very clunky and slippery when you barely have any momentum. However, you can be pretty precise with your jumps and landing points when you have high momentum, because the farther and higher you can jump, the more and faster you can course correct as necessary. This leads to a situation where the game is reasonably fun only if you keep holding the run button. But even though learning the levels would be more effective at a slower pace, good luck doing that when you can barely control Mario in any meaningful way when he is slow. Ever since I learned about the importance of Super Mario Bros. many years ago, I've been attempting to play it every several years and to try to find enjoyment in it. I can't. Well, I kinda can, sometimes, when I keep running. I have to admit that at times it feels really satisfying. And the levels are good, they're not fantastic or anything, but they're varied enough, the progression and pacing are good, plus of course there's some really nice secrets. It's a well-made game with a lot of things going for it. The main theme especially, which is just incredibly catchy. But any moments of enjoyment and satisfaction stop whenever I happen to not maintain high speeds, and then it just becomes very annoying. It's like Super Mario Bros. Punishes you by making half of Mario's movement capabilities useless. And look, the mechanics in Super Mario Bros. Are very consistent, which means that you can get really good at them. And if you do so because you like this style of platforming, all power to you, that's great. I personally prefer the physics of Donkey Kong over what this game has. So, I will put Super Mario Bros. Way below the first Legend of Zelda, even Space Invaders. Maybe this is going to make somebody really angry, but hey, my list, remember? But it will be above Zork, which I have similar feelings about, but it actually has what I feel are big issues, while with Super Mario Bros. It's more of a matter of taste. Some people might notice this puts the game way above Donkey Kong, the platforming of which I prefer. Well, yeah, I prefer the platforming, but I think at its core, Super Mario Bros. Is a better game. And again, its platforming is implemented well for what it's going for. There is no weird delays, inconsistencies, unclear rules and mechanics. I just don't like it. To me, it becomes a game about a character having a wide range of movement capabilities related to speed, which I can enjoy only in a very specific segment of that range. And that's disappointing.